Hello everybody and welcome to the inaugural Premier League Alternative ASMR Awards. Thank you guys for turning up tonight. I can see we've got a very large crowd today. Some regular faces in there. Matthew, I see you. Luke Thomas, no, not the Leicester one. I see you. It's Ash, I see you. And we've got some new faces here. It's lovely to see. We've got a great turnout tonight. And we're going to have a fantastic time tonight because this is the first ever ASMR Premier League Alternative Awards. So, tonight we will celebrate those who maybe don't get the recognition they deserve. Of course, make sure you stay tuned for the upcoming award show we have where we do the, actual awards where we'll do player of the seasons and stuff like that. But today we're going to focus on, as I said, those who don't really get the recognition they deserve. So, tonight's awards, the awards we have up for grabs are Worst Manager, Worst Goalkeeper, Worst Defender, Worst Midfielder, Worst Attacker, Worst Decision Made by a Club, Biggest Flop, Best Excuse, Least Improved Manager, Most Boring Team, and Worst Referee Decision. So, those are the awards tonight. We'll go through the nominations for each one, and of course we will award and give out the coveted awards. So, hopefully you guys do enjoy, and let's begin with Worst Goalkeeper. So the nominees are for Worst Goalkeeper Elam Melier of Leeds, who conceded 11 goals from 11 shots in target in 2 games. Danny Ward for, being Danny Ward. And Mark Travers for playing 11 games and conceding 31 goals. And the winner for Worst Goalkeeper in the Premier League 2022-23 is Mark Travers for Bournemouth. Congratulations to Mark. This was a very tough one of the most competitive awards we have tonight. Some very strong candidates, but Travers wins it just because conceding 31 goals in 11 games is really a whole new level of trash. That is world-class level of trash. So congrats to Mark Travers. He is the worst goalkeeper of the Premier League season. Next up we have Worst Defender of the Premier League season. So the nominees are Harry Maguire at Manchester United for his amazing impact on Man United. When he plays, he somehow makes every player around him worse, especially David De Gea. Davinson Sanchez for Spurs for coming on against Bournemouth, making them concede 2 goals, getting subbed off and booed by his own fans. And Wout Weiss of Leicester for scoring a brace of own goals versus Liverpool. And the winner for Premier League Worst Defender of the Year 2022-23 is Harry Maguire. Round of applause, everybody. Congratulations to Harry. This is actually his 10th year in a row winning this award. We are very close to naming this award the Harry Maguire Award, and it's very hard not to go for him. He's just consistently a meme, so congratulations to Harry Maguire. Up next we have the Worst Midfielder. So the nominees are Jesse Lingard for Nottingham Forest, who has more speeding tickets this season than goal contributions. Jorginho of Arsenal for having the worst debut in history when he came on versus Everton and 60 seconds later Arsenal conceded and lost the game. And Calvin Phillips for somehow going to the World Cup and returning overweight and playing more minutes for England than he has for Man City in the Premier League. And the winner for worst midfielder in the Premier League for 2022-23 season is Calvin Phillips. Clap, clap, clap. Everybody applause. Calvin Phillips. Congrats to him. It's been a sensational season for him. First being injured for most of the season, then recovering just in time to make the England World Cup squad, and then sit on the bench the whole time and get fat, get called overweight by his manager, then get called sexy by his manager, and basically play 0 minutes all season. That's a pretty impressive season if you ask me. And on to the worst attacker of the Premier League, where the nominees are Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang for Chelsea, for being so bad that even though he's the only fit striker at his club, he still couldn't get into the matchday squads. Richarlison for costing 70 million and scoring 3 goals this season, and 2 of them ruled off by VAR. And Neil Mopay for being so useless, Everton had to recall a kid on loan at Sunderland, and then the kid goes and scores the same amount of goals Mopay has all season in just 1 game. And the winner is, for worst striker, Neil Mopay. Well done to Neil. He's managed yet another awful season and somehow managed to finesse his way through another Premier League team with just 1 goal scored this year. That is sensational stuff from Neil there. Now let's move on to worst decision made by a club. So this is an award that goes to a club that has gone above and beyond, out of their way to be trash this year. So the nominees are Chelsea signing Mikhailo Mudryk, Chelsea signing Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang, Chelsea signing Marc Cucurella, Chelsea sacking Thomas Tuchel, Chelsea hiring Graham Potter, and finally Chelsea hiring Frank Lampard. And the winner is Chelsea. Wow, what an achievement this is for Chelsea. Their first and only piece of silverware this season, and the first win they've actually had in 6 months. This award is massive for them. Well done to Chelsea and Todd Boehly for being the worst decision makers I think I've ever seen. Up next we have the award for biggest flop. So, the nominees are Richarlison for costing 70 million and almost winning worst attacker of the year, Mikhailo Mudryk for begging to go to Arsenal, then going to Chelsea and doing absolutely nothing, Calvin Phillips for costing 45 million and winning worst midfielder of the year, and finally Anthony for thinking he was an F2 freestyler and spending more time doing skills than actually playing football. And the winner for biggest flop of the year 2022-23 goes to Richarlison. Well done to Richie. He unfortunately missed out on the worst striker award, but he's come back with another award to mark what is truly one of the best seasons we have seen from a flop in a long time. I think he's taken his shirt off about 6 times this year, and I think only 1 goal has stood, and that wasn't even a winning goal. The team went on to score afterwards, so well deserved award for Richarlison. Up next, this award goes to somebody who was inspiring. Somebody whose words helped change the game. Somebody who managed to find new, fresh ways of inspiring people. The next award is Best Excuse. So this can be from a player, manager, or maybe somebody else. Let's have a look at the nominees. Jurgen Klopp, after losing to Fulham, for saying the pitch was too dry. Jurgen Klopp, after drawing to Crystal Palace and blaming fixture congestion. Jurgen Klopp, after losing to Wolves and saying he doesn't count the third goal because his team was controlling the game at that point. And finally, Jurgen Klopp for making an excuse before the game had even started versus Man United that they were too tired and they were fresher. And the winner for best excuse goes to Jurgen Klopp. This is actually the 10th year in a row he's won this award, the king, the goat of excuses, and this season he's kept on going. Fantastic work from Jurgen this year. Up next we have the worst refereeing decision. Now this is one of the most coveted awards we have here, arguably the biggest award, so there was a lot of competition. It was very hard to narrow this down, just a few nominations, but here are your nominees. It is honestly just amazing if you get onto the nominees list, let alone win it. So here are your nominees. Lee Mason in Arsenal vs Brentford for forgetting to draw the offside lines. VAR official Brooks for Crystal Palace vs Brighton, who drew the offside lines from a wrong defender. Michael Salisbury in Crystal Palace vs Newcastle for awarding a foul to Crystal Palace when Tyrick Mitchell pushed Willock into his own keeper. And finally, Andre Marriner in Nottingham Forest vs Brentford for awarding a penalty to Brentford for Wissa running into Dean Henderson. And the winner for Worst Refereeing Decision 2022-23 Premier League is Lee Mason for forgetting to draw the offside lines in the Arsenal-Brentford game. Fantastic and remarkable achievement by him. This is honestly one of the biggest awards you will ever see, so for Lee to win this, that's a whole new level of shocking refereeing from him. Up next we have Worst Manager of the Season, another huge award where we have so many nominees on the list. So the first nominee we have is Frank Lampard, Chelsea and Everton, for dragging both Everton and Chelsea into a relegation fight in the same season. Nathan Jones, Southampton, for claiming he's one of the best managers in Europe and winning just one Premier League game. Javi Gracia for Leeds, for making his side conceding 23 goals in 7 games. And Steven Gerrard, Aston Villa, for somehow managing to get a team that finished in Europe bottom of the league. And the winner for Worst Manager 2022-23 Premier League season is Frank Lampard. Honestly, so deserved this award. To take 2 teams on the brink of relegation is insane, and I'm sure if he had more time in charge at Chelsea, he would have actually got the job done and got them relegated. Next is Most Boring Team. This is the award for a club who literally nobody wants to watch because they are so dull. The nominees are Man City for winning all the time, West Ham for being managed by David Moyes, and finally Wolves for scoring absolutely 0 goals. And the winner for most boring team of the season is Wolverhampton Wanderers. Congratulations to Wolves. Matthew will actually receive this award on behalf of Wolves, who somehow have managed to finish mid-table without any of their strikers scoring more than 2 goals. That's incredible. And finally, the last award we have tonight is for Least Improved Manager, the award for a manager who has somehow regressed. So the nominees are Jurgen Klopp for taking Liverpool from 2nd to the Europa League, Antonio Conte for taking Spurs from 4th to getting unemployed, and Mikel Arteta for taking Arsenal from bottling top 4 last season to taking Arsenal to bottling the league title this season. And the winner for least improved manager is Mikel Arteta. A fantastic season for Arteta, yet another bottle job moment to add to the list. And I had to recognise their bottle job this season, Arsenal, so Arteta is the Arsenal winner and bottler representative. But there we have it, that is the award show wrapped up. Well done to all our award winners tonight. I hope you guys have enjoyed and had a fantastic time at this award show. If you have, then I think the least you can do is give us a like and consider subscribing. But until next time, we'll see you next year.